Overthinking. Ugh, we've all been there, right? That mental spiral that just feels completely impossible to escape. But what if you could? In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why our minds get stuck in that loop. And more importantly, we'll explore the real practical tools you can use to finally break free. So, does this feel familiar? That sensation of being totally stuck? Just replaying conversations on a loop, second guessing every little decision, and spiraling down a rabbit hole of what ifs? It's an absolutely exhausting place to be, isn't it? Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example of how this whole thing starts. It's a simple, everyday situation, just an unanswered text message, but it can trigger this complete avalanche of anxious thoughts. A tiny little uncertainty just blossoms into a full-blown internal crisis, all happening inside our own heads. This whole mental pattern, it actually has a name. And to figure out how to stop it, we've got to understand what makes it tick. So, let's call it the overthinking loop. So, what is overthinking really? It's not just thinking hard about something. It's when that thinking becomes repetitive, unproductive, and just paralyzing. You're analyzing and ruminating, repeating the same thoughts over and over without ever moving forward. It's kind of like you're running on a mental hamster wheel. And here's the crazy part, right? Your own mind, the thing that's supposed to be your greatest tool for creativity and problem solving, can literally turn on you. It gets tangled up in itself, and instead of giving you clarity and progress, it just leads to paralysis and anxiety. You know, this isn't just tiring. This mental habit, it has real costs. Let's dig into why all this chronic worry is just so damaging. So what's really driving all this? Well, when you peel back all the layers, it almost always comes down to one powerful emotion: fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of what the future holds, fear of what other people might think. That fear is the fuel that keeps the overthinking engine running. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that feeling of being trapped, doesn't it? You're burning all this mental energy, but just like being tied to a post, you're not actually making any real progress. You're just running in circles. And look, the consequences here are really serious. This isn't just in your head. This mental chaos directly fuels anxiety, and it can even lead straight to depression. That constant mental churn keeps you wide awake at night, causing insomnia. And the fear of making the wrong move, it results in doing nothing at all. It's a dangerous cycle that seriously increases the risk of mental health struggles. Okay, but this is super important to get. Not all worry is bad for you, right? There's a huge difference between productive worry and, well, the unproductive kind. Productive worry actually motivates you to take action. It leads to a plan. But unproductive worry, that just paralyzes you. It keeps you laser focused on the problem without ever moving toward a solution. Okay, so we've spent some time in the problem space. We get it. Now let's talk about the good stuff, the solutions. This next section is basically your toolkit for getting a quieter mind. First up, we've got a way to turn that passive worry into active problem solving. It's a simple 5-step plan to get you out of your head and back into the world. Now, the most important steps here are number 1, figuring out the real problem, not just the thing you're anxious about, and number 4, taking action, even if it's a small step. This whole framework forces you to shift from endless thinking to actual doing. So that last one was for external problems. But what about that little voice inside your head? For that, we have a technique called thought challenging. Instead of just accepting your negative thoughts as the truth, you investigate them. You become a detective for your own thoughts. So when your mind says, "they're mad at me," you ask, wait, where is the actual evidence for that? Just questioning a thought can be enough to take away its power. Another amazing tool in our kit is mindfulness. Now, this isn't about emptying your mind or stopping your thoughts. That's basically impossible. It's all about changing your focus. See, overthinking loves to live in the past and the future. Mindfulness is like an anchor that grounds you right here, in the present moment. By focusing on your breath or the sounds around you, you give your mind a stable point to come back to, and that's how you break the spiral. Okay, so maybe you need something you can do like right now to break the cycle. Here are some quick hitters. These are all what we call pattern interrupts. Go for a walk, put on some music, write your worries down on paper to get them out of your head, call a friend. For small decisions, just give yourself a 2-minute deadline. Any of these can disrupt that mental loop. So we've got all these great techniques, but the real goal here, it's bigger than just managing a few thoughts. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see your own mind. It's about taking back control. And this right here, this is the secret sauce for making it stick. Trying to force your thoughts to stop is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It's just going to pop back up with even more force. The goal isn't to fight your mind, it's to simply observe it. You acknowledge the thought without judging it, and that's what gives you the power to decide what to do next. This really puts it all together. You are the watcher of your thoughts, not a victim of them. Think about that for a second. There's you, and then there are your thoughts. They are not the same thing. And in that little space between the two, that's where all your power is. That's where you get to choose which thoughts to listen to and which to just let float on by. So let's bring this home and make it real. You don't have to fix your entire brain overnight. Just start with one thing. What is the one nagging thought, the one loop that you can choose to just let go of, starting today? The power to change your mind begins with that single, simple choice.